Traders, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about AMC, Pfizer, and all the beautiful stocks that roam the market. Now, today we had some pretty decent price action, but we need to go over exactly what happened, where I got out of my options, and where I'm looking to get back into my AMC options. I posted my entries on Twitter on Friday afternoon. I also got out about half of those midday, and then as we retested $37.5, $38, I exited the rest of those options. Transparent as usual with the boys. Now, I want to make it abundantly clear, I am still bullish on AMC. However, I do expect a little bit of a retracement, and that's what we're going to talk about in the video. Also, why is Pfizer not absolutely erupting? We had the FDA approval, so let's talk about that. So as usual, like, subscribe, and do what you got to do. Let's get to it.
Hey, yo, there ain't nothing like rumbling on the mic, saying something real clever.
All right, so the first thing we're talking about is going to be AMC. Now, with what's going on with AMC, a lot of people are talking about Amazon buying AMC, this, that, and the other. Now, it's a possibility. I'm not going to completely rule it out, but what I will say right now, I don't think that's why AMC is moving. It's a possibility, but if we had to do it on a scale of 1 to 100, I would say it's about a 0.05% chance that those are real talks as of right now. There's no real reputable sources from my understanding of what I've seen, so I am not basing my trading decisions on that type of news. However, you got to move back to the monthly level, which we're going to go over the chart here in a second. That looks absolutely phenomenal, and you got your rejection. And really, right now would have been the time to enter at the end of the day with the bounce on the VWAP, which we'll get more into here in a second. But second, we need to talk about Pfizer. Everyone's really at me wondering what's exactly going on. Now, the one thing I will say, and kind of what happened throughout the day, I did enter some options early this morning. We had that initial dip. Those options did double in value, but I decided to stick to my guns like a true idiot and hold on for dear life. Well, right now, those are about a little bit above break even. You're sitting above $50, so that still is very good. It's also worth mentioning my options are for September 17th because that's where the highest open interest is, and that's where quarter 3 will in fact end. So I do think that that's the safest place for options right now, especially if you want a little bit more time on those and you don't want to stress too much because the market really is uncertain at this moment. So I do like Pfizer. I like what I'm seeing. You did get a little bit of push down from that news that was released, and people are thinking this is overall bad. But in my opinion, you're seeing what's about to start happening. You've seen it in New York, and you're seeing other states mandate the vaccine for going back to school and other types of things. This is the beginning, in my opinion, of the end when it comes to the vaccine. I think this is going to be more mandated, and you're going to see the vaccine have more use cases and more people being pushed in that direction to live their everyday life. Now, I'm not getting all crazy, superstitious, or even religious on you, but that's just what we're seeing. Literally 10 minutes after the vaccine was giving the FDA approval, New York actually mandated that with their school systems. Take that into account. It is what it is, but let's get to the charts. All right, so let's take a really quick look at AMC. The blue line is going to represent the after hours market and what the price is doing right now. I do want to say right now, I would not focus on that time. I don't think it's important at all. After hours, we do crazy things, and half the time we don't even respect it. So what you're seeing right now is you saw an extremely strong push. And I'm not going to lie, I did not suspect to get a 37.5 push today, but after we had this initial push up to 37 flat and we came back down, as we were pushing back down, I was still an extreme bull. People in Discord asking, was I selling? Why wasn't I selling? This, that, and the other. And I was like, we're touching 37.5 easily today. It's just going to happen. You came back down, you looked extremely strong, bounced right off of you up, pushing back up. Now, what's going on right now? If you've been following the channel, then you're probably learning as we go. And AMC respects the VWAP so much. It's one of the biggest things, in my opinion, with spotting the trend and why I trade it so often, because it really makes up for those shares and controls your risk all around the board. Now, AMC respects this VWAP. When it holds above VWAP, typically the trend is bullish, and when you have a few 15-minute candles underneath VWAP, yes, you guessed it correctly, we turn bearish. So right now you are getting a bounce on that VWAP. Let's see how we open up in the morning. But in my opinion, where I'm looking to get more options is if you get that push finally above the monthly level and then you get a strong retest. And that right there is where I'm looking to get those options. I hope that makes sense. Now, if we start pushing down a little bit further, I'll have to reevaluate and I might end up buying this below the monthly. But as you're this close to that rejection range, I just don't see the value in it right now because the risk does outweigh the reward. Because you never want to play the resistance, you always want to buy the support. So if you break above, you want to trust the TA and hope you're going to get that push back down, and that's where you're getting in. I repeat this constantly because this is a foundation to how I trade. People want educational content. I'm trying to make the time and kind of edit those videos and get those down to where they need to be. However, this is the most educational content I can provide because there's education in every single video that I post because I'm giving you real examples on why I'm getting in and why I'm getting out. And if you look back at what's going on, you almost had a double top at this 38 range and you pushed right back down. It was just a telltale sign just to get out if you were in options. Now, I understand I had September 17th, but the IV was being affected. Right here, those options were about $4.15. Note that we did buy those for $3 on Friday. And as they pushed up to here, they were still about $4.15, $4.20. Not too big of a change because the IV and the stagnation that ends up hurting you. But what I will say is I do think AMC is going to make a run to 42, and I'm counting on a $45 test as well. And then eventually going into maybe the end of September, October, $52. That's what I want to see. But as of right now, 42 is going to be the real area that I want to test, but we got to get back above 37.5. Nothing is guaranteed. Now, if you take a look at the OBV, this is the huge indicator we keep looking at. It's progressing pretty much perfectly. You can't really draw this up any better. You're just scaling back up, slowly trickling back to the upside. I think you're probably going to get a test of this 4.7 up here, come down a little bit, then break right through it. But overall, you're getting exactly what you want to see. Extremely strong trend. I mean, AMC is an absolute bullish monster. And I was talking with the Discord earlier today. I think this is one of the most bullish stocks in the market right now. You're seeing this straight just trend line to the upside. The markets had a very strong day with the Nasdaq and the Dow pushing all-time highs once again, and you saw AMC love that as well. If this continues in tomorrow, in my opinion, you will break back to the upside. But I think indexes are going to be a huge thing to watch. So if you want to look at those, you can go to TradingView. It's absolutely free to use. Over here on the right-hand side, you have the Nasdaq 100. Just type in NAS 100. I use Owanda's. And then the US30 is the Dow. These trade 24/7, so you can monitor those markets even when it's in the after hours. Now, I might have just created a lot more stress for most of you guys, but you're welcome. Now, what we're going to do is take a really quick look at Pfizer. Pfizer, this is going to be the 4-hour chart. We don't want to look at that. We're going to go to the near time frame, the 15-minute. Now, I want to talk about a few things really quickly here. Now, this is something that is important. You had your obvious huge gap up this morning up to almost 51.5, and then you came crashing back down almost like a bull flag. I don't really think it's a bull flag. People were talking about it. I don't think it is. But where I was most interested and a little bit concerned, because I did enter this morning around 49.90, rode it all the way up. Again, those contracts did double. I just didn't sell. You came back down, and now you're flagging sideways. You can actually see this is, in fact, a bear flag, in my opinion. That's what you're forming right there. That's just a typical class action bear flag. It is what it is. But what I will say, the thing that differentiates here, in my opinion, is that you're extending this bear flag. You are going further out. Now, this could easily break down tomorrow, so that's going to be something to watch for. But look what happened here. This is the same exact price action. I'm just saying, bear with me. You pumped up early in the morning, came crashing down, and then you flagged sideways, and then the next day you ended up pushing back up. Now, I'm not saying tomorrow morning you're going to go soaring, flying, touching the moon. Not what I'm saying. But it's something that you have to watch for, that this could definitely imitate. You could see this bear flag extend and then slowly start pushing once you get back above VWAP, because that's ultimately what you want to see. Holding VWAP, getting back above the weekly level, and then you could start pushing back towards $51, $52. Now, me personally, I have $55 strikes for September 17th. Again, that's just where I like what I'm seeing. I think I posted on Twitter as well. But ultimately, I think Pfizer's in a good place, and I think everything's aligning with Pfizer to do very well. Now, if you want to look at the other COVID stocks, Moderna, doing great. BNTX, BioNTech, doing very great. Pfizer is just lagging behind. And you could argue that this is bears or hedges trying to keep this below $50 because all of those expiring in the money. But I think it's going to hold above 50. I think it's going to push 52, 51 easily this week. And I definitely think before September 17th, we're going to get a nice run. I think Pfizer has tons of room. It's worth mentioning they do have a higher market cap. I've explained this before. So a 2% move in Pfizer is very similar to almost a 10% move in Moderna as far as options may go. You need to know that as well. So just because you're not getting a 20% move on Pfizer in a day does not mean you're not getting some sort of covering when it comes to those options. You have to understand that Pfizer is a different type of stock, and it requires you to have a decent little bit of education so you don't sound like a complete idiot, because I'm getting a lot of comments down in the bottom of the video, because even with a move from here all the way to here, I was doubling my options based on open interest increasing and overall volume in the stock. I still think Pfizer looks good. I have my positions. I think there is risk going into tomorrow because you are technically still in that bear flag. It's possible you break back down and try to gap fill. However, I think fundamentally Pfizer looks absolutely amazing. All right, I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot of content to cover, and I felt like I really ran through that as quick as possible. If you have questions, please comment down below. I'll try to answer as quickly as possible. If you want to get live updates, what I'm thinking about the market, if I'm getting in, if I'm getting out, things like that, if I'm concerned, and big news articles that I do find, I always post them on my Twitter, which the link is down below. I appreciate any questions you may have, and I always try to answer them. DM me if you want on Twitter as well. I try to always get back to you guys as quickly as possible, and if I don't, chances are I'm just cruising in the bills. I'm just kidding. I'm just a college kid who really likes stocks and making money. Like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. We'll be back tomorrow. Namaste.
Hey yo, I love this shit.